Welcome back. So now let's import our application into an IDE. So I'll be using an IDE called WebStorm, but you can go ahead and use any other available IDEs such as Visual Studios. So I'll quickly open WebStorm and I will open our project. It's in the documents, event management. Okay, so the project is getting imported. I think it's imported. Okay, so before we dive further, let's understand how it works. So basically Angular, it's a single page application. So meaning when the application is packaged or compiled, everything such as CSS or HTML, it's packaged into a single page. Even though if the URL is changed, it's not the entire index.html is changed, but only a part of index.html is changed. So in short, we can say that single page application are the web apps that load a single HTML page and then dynamically updates that page as the user interact with the application. So let's see what's inside the package. So we have src. So the starting point of any Angular application is the index.html. This is a starting point, and as you can see inside the body there is something called app root. This app root is nothing but the app component. This is the app component. So this gets load. So if you'll see inside the app component, we have something called app component.ts, app component.html, and app component.css. I think this file is not required, so I will just delete this file for now. And there is something called app module.ts. So let's start with the app module.ts first. So you see there is something called declaration imports provider and bootstrap. So any component when further will create new components. So while creating the new components, we need to import that component under the imports array under here. So nowadays the IDE takes care of importing the component, but if by any chance if IDE is not recognizing the component, you have to come here and import that component and add the entry inside the imports. And now we have app component.html. So this is what you see in the browser. So let's quickly open it. We'll just start the ngserve. And localhost 4200. This is what we see here. Okay, I'll go ahead and delete everything, and I will just have one h2 tag as hello. Let's see. Now it's getting here. Okay, so one of the concept in Angular is two-way data binding. So it's what the Angular is famous for. So two-way data binding is nothing. So it's like whatever you change to the view, it gets updated into the component, and whatever you changed inside the component, it gets changed into the view. So to see that in action, I'll create an input tag. Input type is equal to text, and I'll just have one paragraph tag, and this is called the string interpolation. Okay, so inside app component I will make a new variable called name, and I will bind that name to under the string interpolation. Okay, now we need to bind this text box to this name. How can we do that? We need to do, it's called ng model. It's banana in a box, and ng ng model is equal to name. This name is again the same as it's in the component. Okay, now it's showing something. So the reason it's complaining, because ng model, it's available in a package called forms module. So we need to do an entry into app module.ts, and I will just import forms module, forms module, and now it's imported. Module, now it's imported from the Angular forms. So from here we need to import, and now you will see it's gone. So now we are binding this text box into this name. So whatever will change here, and here we are just simply printing that name from here. So if I print my name, for example, it's, now you can see whatever I'm binding this text box to the name inside the component. Now I can also give some default values. For example, it's maybe just said, and when, now you see it, and again I can change it whatever I want to. This is nothing but two-way data binding. In the next video we'll add routing to our application, um, and we'll add few components and see how the routing works. Until then, goodbye. Thank you.